Hello and very good evening. Welcome to our author interaction series. I'm Neeta Neja and I'm the founder of Trends International, which is the forum for art, cultural, social, and literary experiences. Trends, in fact, is a vibrant platform that has created a confluence and ethos around the subjects comprising of art, literature, culture, and social issues. The intent is to bring connoisseurs and discerning audience on a common platform with international and nationally acclaimed authors, artists, actors, and musicians for very free flowing exchange of ideas and critical thoughts that emerge from these dialogues and debates to enhance lives in communities around us. In July 2020, in fact, we introduced the renowned author interaction series. Within a short span of few months, we have been able to attract very eminent authors to speak and interact on the Trends platform, including literary and ideological stalwarts like Amish Tripathi, Tavleen Singh, Major General Gagandeep Bakshi, Anand Krishnan. Then we had Dr. Vikram Sampath, Sanjay Dikshit, Dr. Vinay Sahasrabudhe, Pallavi Iyer, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, and many more. You really must subscribe to our YouTube channel. In fact, we have a YouTube channel by the name of Trends Events. You can subscribe to it and you can have regular updates on the regular author interactions that we keep on having. So today we welcome Lopamudra Gogai Vora. Her book, the new book, is A Little More Life. This is the first book of Mumbai-based Asmi's author. Lupa, I'd like to call you that. So
Yes, sure.
Her book has been getting a lot of huge response in Amazon Kindle during the lockdown. In fact, it is the tale of an unabated journey. Lupa, in fact, has been writing articles for newspapers and she's been writing travel blogs for quite some time now. She started her career with travel industry and also anchored a travel show in Doordarshan. She's into screenplay writing and she assists her husband, who's a renowned filmmaker, with the screenplay and costume designing for all his films. So, Lupa, welcome to our forum.
Thank you so much, Neeta ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
It's a privilege. So I must really congratulate you and your husband for the grand success of the movie God on the Balcony, which has been now recently selected for the prestigious 25th International Film Festival of Kerala, which is competing with the 7 best Indian movies of 2020. So how does it feel to have such a creative atmosphere in your house? And do tell us something about the movie as well.
Yes, let me first start with the movie. Thank you very much once again. So this film, God on the Balcony, it is actually, as you said, it has been selected at the 25th International Kerala Festival. And I would just like to add 2 more. It has also been selected at Kolkata International Film Festival. It's ongoing right now. And also at Dhaka International Film Festival. So the journey, I believe it had just started. So we are just hopeful we are hoping for the best. And yes, as you said, to be living in this creative environment, it really feels really awesome. It's really because I would just like to say that the moment I get up in the morning until I go to the bed, at my house we are always discussing films, we are discussing movies, we're discussing screenplays, books, because I'm always in that zone. Basically, we both of us actually. And it is actually very it feels good. Why I would say, because when you are creatively inclined or when you're creatively engaged in creating things, because it needs lots of your personal focus, personal attention. Creative things needs lots of focus. So we don't have time to think any negative or kuch idhar udhar ka baatein sochne ka. Actually, we don't have time. We are so much engaged, but it is actually awakening at the same time, because as you know, creative things, any creative things, it may be a piece of art, or even cooking for that matter, I would say. वो जब आप खत्म कर लेते हो, when your piece is over, when thing is over, you are like in that zone, in that euphoric zone. So it always feels good. Yeah. And it keeps you grounded somewhere, I believe. Creative things.
That's why I mentioned, so much of creative atmosphere in your house, and you're working on movies, you're working on your travel blog, you're working on this, more writings in future. So it must be really, the lockdown and everything, I think a lot of positivity still would have come in and you would have really worked together as you are. So what is this movie about, God on the Balcony?
Okay, so to talk about this film, God on the Balcony, it is basically a few years back, there was this news about a person named Dana Maji from Orissa. So this person, he had carried his the dead body of his wife, from the hospital on a bicycle. So because of the unavailability of ambulance service, or even the roads for that matter, the interiors of, as we know, interior parts of our country. So the film actually showcases all these issues, all these social issues, and the struggle of the unprivileged class. And it is not, I would not say it is a biopic, but yeah, definitely it derives inspiration from that particular incident. And it has been shown with lots of fictional, definitely he has added lots of fiction, his own creative things, yeah, inputs. So I'm sure people are liking this film. And we also recently got feedbacks that the film has been appreciated in the festivals. One of my friends actually, she visited the festival, and she said, people are really, talking very good things about the film. So it's really giving us boost actually. Yes, we're very happy to know this. Yeah.
Congratulations to you and Mr. Vishwajit for this
Thank
awesome
you.
feat. And I know you have a lot to do with it because you've been doing the screenplay and you've been doing the costume designing for all his movies. And Lupa, I must really congratulate for this awesome book that you've written. This is A Little More Life. And I'm sure it must have been a long cherished dream that you fulfilled during lockdown. So, how does it feel to have an amazing response to your first book?
It feels very good. I would definitely say this because any kind of work, for that matter, when it is appreciated or when it is accepted by people, by audience, you definitely feel elated. You feel good. So same here. I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling very, very, grateful basically, because the book has got a very good response from readers, and the people are liking it. So I'm getting emails, I'm getting feedback. So it's really boosting my enthusiasm actually. And I'm really charged up to write for my next book actually. I'm actually eagerly waiting to start my next book.
I really wish you all the best for that. So tell us about the book because there are a lot of listeners and viewers that we have right now who don't know about the story. So without giving away the spoiler, I'd like to know a little bit about the story that you've written. Yeah, I know it's a
So
fiction.
yeah, it's a fiction, A Little More Life, as we know. And it is basically a love, it revolves around a love story basically. But having said that, I wouldn't also say that it is a completely, entirely a love story, because it is the journey of the protagonist, Trisha.
Yeah.
And in that journey, though the story starts from her love, towards this person called Siddharth, and it ends with her love. But
Mm.
during that period, she also evolves as a person. So that is the story basically is about her entire journey. She starts with a very from a very humble beginning. She comes from a very humble background, from a small town, and she comes to a big city like Delhi to for her higher studies and all. And in due course of time, she falls in love with this person Siddharth, who happens to be her one of the seniors. And yes, and also I'm also dealing with those apprehensions that people have, who come from humble background, like accepting that, accepting the love to themselves basically, that I'm in love. So that is, that acceptance,
Mm.
that is also I'm dealing with it. But yeah, when she ultimately realizes that she is actually in love with that person, so definitely heartbreaks happens, like she comes to know that Siddharth is already engaged with somebody else. But that is just a beginning, you can say. And when Trisha later on, she moves on, she gets married to some other person and who is settled in the US. From that particular period onwards, her journey, her real journey, her real struggle starts. And throughout that journey, she evolves as a person. She transforms her life from being a small, from being a humble, from a timid person. She evolves to be a very, comes out to be a very courageous, very wise person. So this is basically about the journey, actually.
So
Yeah.
when did the idea of a little more life come to you? So what was the inspiration behind it and the idea behind this book for you?
Well, yeah, the actually inspiration, I wouldn't say as such as one particular inspiration, but that, yes, I would definitely like to, mention here one thing, that I'm attached to one of the social groups, where I come in terms with lot many women, especially women who actually have gone through lots in their lives, who have really struggled in their lives, and who have really faced lots of difficulties, adversities. And when these women, they shared their lives with me, actually, they shared their problems with me. And when I learned, writing a book was never in my mind, but somewhere I felt that, I need to speak up. Maybe not for those women. Something was inside me, what was bothering me, was troubling me. So I wanted to, express those maybe thoughts, or maybe their experiences somehow. And definitely this was a great opportunity. And as you know, for writers, writing something it's a release, basically. You're releasing your inner self. Yeah. So I thought Little More Life is a release of my inner self. But it's not about my life only. It is also about, I think every woman would connect to this book. Every woman would relate to Trisha. So yeah.
I know. The book itself has been getting very good reviews, and I read some of the reviews, and they were all very positive. And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure everyone will like to read about Trisha and Siddharth and Sachin. These are the main characters. So, what came first for you? Was it the plot, or was it the characters? And how did you really develop your plot and characters? I have a little bit of an idea for the writers who are here today.
Okay. So basically, I would say the plot was there before the characters came in. Definitely, Trisha and Siddharth, they being the main protagonists of the book, they were there from the beginning till the end. They were in my mind because I had to express through them. But yes, I started writing. The plot was there initially. I had the plot. I had the skeleton, basically, and later I joined when as I progressed. The characters started evolving. I brought in the characters. Lot many characters also came in without my knowledge. So it was very spontaneous, actually. It was a very natural process, Nita.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you come up with the title of the book, Little More Life?
Well, for the title, actually, I had 3, 4 shortlisted titles for the book, but I think this was very close to me, close to my heart, A Little More Life. I personally love this title, and I took feedbacks from my few of my friends, and also my husband also, and all they vouched for this particular title. And I would also say that when one would read the book, they would also relate. They would also feel that this is the apt. This is the apt title for this particular book. So yeah, I felt this somehow it connected, and everybody also, and when I took the reviews, they also felt that this was really perfect title for the book.
Okay. So I'm sure once we read it, I'm sure we'll come up with more explanation to this, that why you wrote this. And I'm sure you don't want to give the spoiler, so everyone has to go back and read the book and then come back with all the answers. The book is women centric. Yeah. So what made you write a women centric book?
See, Nita, like as a woman myself, it's very natural for me to empathize with another woman. And as I mentioned before, that since I am a part of this social group, I come across many stories, many experiences, real life experiences. So somewhere I really felt that writing a women centric book, I never thought, actually. It was very natural for me. It was very spontaneous for me. It came naturally. So when I started writing, यही आया था मन में कि मुझे ऐसे ही लिखना है, ऐसे ही मुझे एक्सप्रेस करना है. So this is very natural. So I never thought, basically. And yes, as women, I feel that women in our country, they go through a lot, actually. Agar if you meet anybody, any successful, even unsuccessful women for that matter, every woman has a story to tell, actually. Every woman. So I feel women जो है जो सब्जेक्ट इट इज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग इन टर्म्स ऑफ जो फिक्शन में जो आजकल देखा जाता है, people are actually reading a lot about women centric novels, and as such this subject is now very popular in among young readers also. Yeah.
Lovely. That is there. See, you selected fiction as your first book, as genre for your first book. So, and you've been into travel, you've been writing blogs, you've been writing articles for newspaper. So, what made you think that I should take up a fiction as the first book? I mean, why not non-fiction? Or was it, or maybe I would expect it, maybe you would have written something or travel, made a book or something, but maybe, so why this topic? And why fiction as your first book?
This is a very interesting actually question because I actually thought of because I have been writing, as you said, travel blogs for many years, travel articles. I have published many travel articles in newspapers. So initially, I did think that I should compile all my travel articles and make it a book. That idea was definitely there in my mind,
Yes.
but I don't know why. Because maybe I'm into screenplay writings, as you
Yeah.
mentioned in the beginning, that I'm assisting my husband to write screenplays. तो पहले मेरे दिमाग में fiction was not there so much, but since last 5 7 years, 7 to 5 to 6 years, I have been very kind of aggressively, I'm writing. I mean, helping my husband. Or I'm not say helping, but assisting my husband in writing screenplays. So, yeah, karte karte. At sometimes, what happens even at night when I'm sleeping, some stories pop up in my mind. मतलब the fictional stories जो भी character है या हम like we always discuss कि कैसे कर सकते हैं story को कैसे better बना सकते हैं. So I'm also using my giving my inputs. So ऐसा करते करते कहीं ना कहीं like दिमाग में वो रह गया था कि I also have to kind of take out my inner जो भी है. So I think that was the main thing, and वो unconscious, that happened unconsciously basically. I wouldn't say that was a conscious effort. Well, it happened naturally, as I said. It was an unconscious, unplanned thing.
So how much do you write in a day? Do you write, do you set out, some hours for writing, or how often do you write in a day? How much time do you get to write in a day? Or is it just, one fine day of thinking, let me write today, and it's not a normal routine process for you? I know it is different for different writers.
Yes, yes. Actually, I'm very glad you asked me this question because I'm actually always. I'm honestly, I'm trying hard to write every day. But yeah, I would say that morning hours. It suits me. Morning time. My mind is very very fresh, and I really I can concentrate because I have a young child, 7 years son. So it is during the daytime, and now since online classes are going on, so sometimes it's very difficult to concentrate, or even with the household chores, everything. So but yeah, morning hours is the perfect for me. I can really concentrate, and I'm very happy when I'm writing basically. Even if it's one page, even if it's 1 or 2 pages, when I'm expressing myself, I just feel that I have done something in the day. When I'm going to sleep, when I'm going to the bed, I just feel that I have achieved something when I have written in the day. So but yeah, but as a writer, I feel consistency is very important. You must keep on writing, and reading is as well. Reading is also important, but writing, I would say, the consistency is very important.
So how about, what are your future plans? Has your husband already told you that maybe we make a movie out of your book or something? It's an interesting story, I'm sure.
That that has not been discussed yet. We haven't discussed, but yes, I would just here like to mention that we are right now busy in writing the screenplay of one of the films that it's going to be made in Assam. It's a huge budget film. Maybe it's the highest budget film till now in Assam. It's going to be. So it's
Okay.
an epic film. Basically, it's an historical period film. So the screenplay is on. So we are just writing it, and we are just the initial. We are at the initial stage basically. So yeah. So
You're doing
hopefully,
the screenplay for that too? You're right.
yeah, yeah, I'm assisting him. Yes, yes, we both
And
are.
it must be really very challenging to do the costume designing for a period drama.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
do the
definitely.
costumes
It
as
is.
well.
It is. We are actually also in talks with some other designers from Bombay. Yeah, because this is going to be made in a very, very large scale. So even creative things, as it's very difficult, to put concentration in both the things. Even if I'm doing costume, I should be only doing costume, not in the, I should not be in the creative thing, like writing and writing part. But since I'm also involved in the writing part of this film, so I wouldn't want to take complete charge of the costume thing. So we are also in talks with the other designers
Oh,
as well. Yeah, yeah.
this
So
sounds really very interesting, I must
thank,
say.
thank you so much.
Um, Coming back to your book, A Little More Life, somewhere, some parts, do you think it is also a reflection? Somewhere you've touched your own life also. I'm not saying the main characters or something, but maybe somewhere have you taken some inspiration from people in your life, people you observe? How's it been?
Yes, as I would say that every writer in their works, I think. there is some reflection of the writer. I mean, even maybe thoda sa hi sahi, but wo reflection kahin na kahin wo dikhta hai in their works, in their writings. So I wouldn't say that I would be wrong if I say that there is no reflection of mine in A Little More Life. There is definitely there is. Parts that I wouldn't say completely, as you said, but yeah, parts and bits are drawn from my own experiences, from my own life. I would say from when I was in the hostel. So my experiences in the hostel. So even I have mentioned in the beginning of the book. So a few experiences that I had. When she gets lost, when Trisha gets lost in the on the first day of her college. So same incident happened with me actually. So that way, yeah. So that way, yeah, parts and bits are there from my own experience, from my own life.
Great. And so coming back to this, because you mentioned that it is so important to read when you're writing to get inspiration. So any particular author that you get inspiration from, any particular books that you would like to recommend, something
Yes.
that the viewers can really benefit from, any particular authors that you're really fond of, any books?
Yes, there are many. Basically, there are many. But yes, I read lots of motivational books. I personally, they are my personal favorites. I read Dr. Daisaku Ikeda, and he's a philosopher, well-known, very renowned philosopher. I read his books. Yeah, I read Robin Sharma. He's another. I love his books as well. I like Khaled Hosseini's books,
Okay.
very inspirational. And yeah, those are fictions, but his writings are, it always inspires me. It always
Timeless.
inspires. Yes, yes. And yes, I another favorite I would recommend to many. It's Roxana Saberi. Sorry, the writer is Roxana Saberi.
Okay.
Yeah, Between Two Worlds. The name of the book is Between Two Worlds. So it's a
Okay.
wonderful. It's an autobiographical account. It's amazing. If people haven't read, they can really get through this book. It's wonderful. It's my
Okay.
personal one of my personal favorites. Yeah.
So, what is the message that you have for the writers? I know there's a lot of inspiration to be taken in from your life. You were writing travel, then you were doing screenplay. Now you come out with a book. So, what do you advise to the writers? What do you want to tell them, that this is what you should be doing? This is the path you should follow, or everyone has their own path? How would you like to summarize it?
See, I feel I'm very new to this business, writing business, to give any advice. I'm sure people, they all know their own jobs, but still, I would just like to say that consistency is the key. And yes, if you are willing to write, or if you have that will to write, I mean, then never give up, because there might be phases when you might feel distressed, or you might feel demotivated. There might be a situation, or there might be some phases in your life, where in your writing career as well. But never give up. They will come definitely when you can transform your dream. So you must keep on writing. You must just keep on writing every day, every day.
That's a very important advice. And I'll also like to go on to the interactive round. We have few people waiting to directly interact with you. We have Dia Aneja. She's a student of class 10 and she's a voracious reader.
Wow.
Hi, it was so good listening to you.
Hi, thank you so much. Hi.
I actually have two questions. How do you handle literary criticism? And do you believe in social responsibility as an author?
Okay, okay. So literary criticism, see, for me, it's very new. I'm very new to it. So I haven't faced personally. I haven't faced criticism as such, since I've been writing for articles. I've been writing articles and write-ups for newspapers and magazines, basically. So in that area, I actually was not exposed to criticism, literary criticism. But maybe now I would. So since I'm starting my career, as an author. So I'm open to it, but because every experience, I would say that every struggle is an experience. It comes to teach you something. So I'm open to everything. I'm open to it. And yeah, coming back to social responsibility of a writer, I strongly believe a writer has a lot many responsibilities. on his or her shoulder, because a writer not only inspires you, but you also kind of see your life or reflect your own experiences through the through point of view of that particular writer, maybe. So people might identify you. By reading your book, people will identify, identify yourself, identify themselves. So it is very important, basically, the responsibility of the social responsibility of a writer. And the writer should always work by having all these points in her or his mind.
Thank you, Diya. Bismita Aruk.
Hi, Nita. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm thankful that you have invited me in this call. Lopa, I have one question for you. That is, when you were writing this book, I mean, what was in your mind? I mean, what you were thinking? That is my question.
Thank you so much, Bismita, for the question. Well, as I mentioned earlier, nothing was. I did not think. Basically, it was very natural for me to write this book. And seriously speaking, honestly speaking, I actually did not struggle much to write, because, as I mentioned, it was within me. It was in me. I had to express it somehow. I had to write. मुझे लिखना था, and definitely book was the best medium through which I could express, since I was into writing. So this was the best thing that I could express my feelings. So मुझे लिखना था बस. So this was how it just took its shape. There was nothing concrete in my mind.
I must say, I am not at all, fond of reading books, frankly. But this is one of the few books I have read, and this is actually marvelous. I mean, I loved it. Really touched it.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks to you that you have published such a nice book. Okay. So,
Thank you
God
so much
bless
for.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bismita. Now we have Yamini Dubey. Hi. Hello, Yamini.
Hi, Neeta. Hi, Lopamudra. It was a great session. It was nice listening to you. And I completely agree because you're calling that out so many times that, there was something inside you that made you write. So writing, I guess, even in personal front, even if you're something, you need something to write so that, you can vent out your emotional aspects or anything. So that was on point.
True.
What I would want to understand, this book is about women's journey from how you said how from timid to she transforms into a wise woman in general. And also you mentioned that you are a part of a social group where you have interacted with number of women about the problems. Otherwise, what is your take on feminism, as a person, and how much do you see yourself bringing that more into your writing? Do you see yourself bringing that more? And otherwise, what is your take on feminism is what I wanted to ask.
Thank you, Yamini, for for coming here and having this question. Thank you so much. So feminism, as I would say, it has always been there. I mean, I wouldn't call it feminism, but that struggle of women has always been there in our society. It has been an integral part of our society since time immemorial. We are born with it, actually, basically.
Mhm.
But yes, having said that, I would also say that feminism is not something, you're going out to the streets and shouting slogans. That is feminism. I wouldn't say that. Feminism for me, it has to start from your own life. It has to come from my own life. Am I as a woman, or am I as a human being, am I valuing my own life? Am I, do I really respect my own dignity? Do I really respect myself? Do I have self-worth? So when I have this awakening, when I have this belief, I think we can win any battle in our life. And feminism for me, we are born as human being first. Then obviously gender comes, because and we have been nurtured, we have been brought up ki, women are weaker, gender. But
Mhm.
I would say women are the strongest, because I wouldn't know a man who would come and stay, leave their parents and stay and come and stay with the wife's family. I wouldn't know that a man, but a woman does it so naturally. She does it very. कोई question भी नहीं करता है उसे. Nobody questions, because it's so natural, and we are used to accepting that. So first of all, feminism definitely it has to. I believe हमें वो अंदर से हमें वो करना है. We have to respect our own life first of all. And yes, coming back to my book again, I would say that somehow I have touched upon that part, because my character Trisha, as you said, she start with a, as a very, she starts as a very humble, she has a very humble beginning, and later how she transforms her life. So this is how, no, she is not a victim. I have not victimized Trisha, but rather she has transformed her life. So this is the journey of this girl who has been able to come overcome all her obstacles, overcome all her struggles. And this is what I feel feminism is all about.
Great. Thank you so much, Lopamudra. I will surely read the book. Thank you so much. I've not yet read it though. Thank you so much. Thank you, Neeta, ma'am.
Thank you, Yamini. We have one question from Nisha Nagpal. We've been not able to connect her, but she sent me the question. So what is your take on the popularity of fiction in India? And yeah, this is the one question that she wanted to ask.
Okay. So fiction is, as such, I think is the most popular genres, because fiction में क्या होता है? You are able to connect with the plot. You are able to connect with the characters. You identify with the characters. So ये सबसे fiction का plus point होता है. और that's the reason why people are so drawn towards fiction. On fiction, it takes you to a different world altogether. You are actually, you get into it, and you, ऐसा होता है ना, जब when एक book हमें बहुत interest हो जाता है, and then we just feel like finishing it. कब हमें finish करो, खाना पीना हम सब भूल जाते हैं. We just feel like reading it and finishing it the soonest. So this is what happens, fiction जो यही करता है actually. So this is why fiction is so popular, I feel. This is my personal take. Yeah.
My personal favorite also, because it takes you where you're not, you can be somewhere and you can read and be somewhere else too.
Exactly.
Very interesting about the fiction that you've mentioned.
That's true.
One more question this is from Ragini Gupta. Yes, Ragini.
Hello, Neeta. Hello, Lupa.
Hello, ma'am.
I'm so glad that you're following Dr. Daisaku Ikeda. Even I follow his writings.
Wow, wonderful to get connected with you.
Yes.
So now my question is mix of two, like being a writer of travel blog, then newspaper articles, now a book. Do you ever face a writer's block? And the second question is, what is the advice would you like to give to the writers who are facing the same problem, going through the same phase?
Well, writer's block is very common for me actually. I really, मतलब मुझे तो बहुत होता है. I really go through a lot. But yes, having said that, I would also say that it is very important for us again to come back. अगर हम उसी zone पे, even if we just submit ourselves to that blockage, so it would just carry on with us. So we must put a stop to it. And I think it is also important to take that break. So when we revisit our writings after maybe 2 or 3 days, वो अपने आप कुछ अलग लगने लगता है. It starts feeling fresh again. And when you read the same thing, it feels just fresh, and again you can put your own new inputs. So it is very important to come back to your book. But yeah, वो उसको बहुत ज़्यादा हमें खींचना नहीं चाहिए. We must really come back at the earliest. But yes, having that break is also important. But again, I would say having writer's block for the new writers, I would say that just don't get discouraged. Just don't get demotivated, because it is very common for every writer. Every writer faces this problem. But I mean, just keep on writing. Just keep on coming back to your creative zone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Neeta. I'm definitely going to read your book.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ragini. It's definitely an awesome session, Lupa. You'd like to say something to the viewers right now? Anything?
I would like to thank you and Shreya for having me here. I feel it's a wonderful platform for all the upcoming budding writers, not only upcoming, definitely for everyone. But you have given a very wonderful platform, Neeta ma'am. By doing this, honestly speaking, it's very wonderful to come here and connect with many people. And as a first time author, it's a privilege basically for me to be here. And so my heartiest gratitude to you all. And yes, and people who have joined today, I would also like to extend my heartiest thanks to all of you for sparing your time and giving and listening to us. Thank you very, very much. And I hope you read my book, and please do send your feedbacks. I would love to read your feedbacks. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Trends Events, and you can see the recording of today, and you can also see the recordings of earlier programs that we have had. Please leave your comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.